Okay. It's that time again. It is the first Tuesday of the month. That month being June already. I'm not going to say it because I say it every time. Can't believe it, but it is.
Yep.
It is. And the first Tuesday of the month means that it is time for some reading sprints. We have a new book this month. And so we get to start fresh and get our reading in. And some of us may be starting that new book, and some of us may be finishing some stuff up for me. Who knows? But let us know in the comments as you arrive. Say hi. Let us know what you'll be reading this evening. Before we get into all of that, let's talk about this month's book as well as next month's book. But first off, let's talk about this month's book, which is Lady Oracle. I've got a library edition, and this is definitely like the book cover that they used originally, because this is a first edition from 1976. If you're reading with us, we are reading through the decades. So Lady Oracle by Margaret Atwood falls into our 1970s. So Margaret Atwood has been writing for quite some time.
Yes, she has.
I'd really love to read her memoir that just came out.
Yeah.
I think that would be fascinating, because I saw her speak at an author event several years back in Green Bay, and she's just a lovely person. She really has a great personality. And that was when the first season of Handmaid's Tale came out. So there was a lot of people asking her about the show. And she's like, honestly, like, I don't have anything to do with it. Like, I obviously, give my input, but they really kind of go off on their own with that. So I can only speak to the story that I wrote.
Yeah.
But she was very gracious. It was an enjoyable event. Anywho, so Margaret Atwood, Lady Oracle for June. I will be reading this evening because I want to make sure that I get into it, because it is a physical book, and with littles, it's very hard for me to stick to reading physical books because of the time that I have. So I am going to start that this evening. Will you be starting Lady Oracle this evening?
Probably not. No, I
Yeah.
I have a lot of things that have to also be read in June, and 3 or 4 of them I can read pretty quickly. So I'm going to try and get through at least a chunk of 1 or 2 of those tonight. One of them is Huge Rivalry, which is
Ooh.
So I have this on deck, and then I also have, this is not a great example. Oh, look, what a nice cover. This is Glorious Exploits by Ferdia Lennon. This is for one of the Goodreads challenges. But I have the really cool cover of like the stone, like Greek bust or whatever, with the googly eyes on it.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be probably switching between these 2 books tonight.
Okay. Very nice. Okay. So that's June reading. Now for July, typically at this point in our talking here, we would give you 3 options for a poll for the next month's read. However, in July, that is my birthday month. So I get to choose the book. And being that it is the decade of the 60s for July, I have picked a book to go along with that. And the book that I have selected, I'm going to share my screen so we can see together and read the synopsis. But the book I chose, I had on my want to read list because I think I saw it in, I must have been reading something, or someone mentioned something, because what happens in my want to read list is like, I'll see something, I'll hear something, someone will say something, and I'll just go into there and I'll just click want to read. And then I totally forget why or where or when that happened.
Surprise.
But anywho, my pick for the month of July, which is our 1960s decade, is Suzanne's Valley of the Dolls. Now, this book is critically acclaimed. It sold a ton of copies. And then I believe she had 2 follow-up bestsellers as well. And she passed from breast cancer quite early in life, around, I think it was like 57 she was. So she produced, from what I can see, from what I read, some really great reads before her passing. So this particular book, Valley of the Dolls, I'm just going to read this. It's very brief. It says, dolls, red or black, capsules or tablets, washed down with vodka or swallowed straight. For Anne, Neely, and Jennifer, it doesn't matter, as long as the pill bottle is within easy reach. These three women become best friends when they are young and struggling in New York City, and then climb to the top of the entertainment industry, only to find that there is no place left to go but down into the Valley of the Dolls. So this was published in 1966. It looks like it is a 448-page paperback. So depending on your copy, it might be a little less, a little more. And yeah, this cover here, if you can see my little cursor here, the black and like gold lettering, that was their 50th anniversary edition. So that came out in 2016. And that's the only one that I can find anywhere, which is really odd. My library's copy is actually lost. So I will probably end up getting mine on Audible because I can't find it anywhere else unless I try to like buy it off of like thrift books or something like that.
Sure.
So I think I'm just going to get the Audible version. I thought my library had it, but like I said, my library's copy is lost, and then we only have one other in our system, and it's checked out. So I'm just not going to wait for it. I'm probably just going to do the Audible version. So, and there's also a film. So I think what I'm going to do is listen to it and then also watch the film.
Nice.
Which I've heard the film is like not quite accurate to the time frame.
Yeah, I've heard.
But I mean, what are you going to do?
Right.
So, yeah.
Nice.
Anyways, yeah. So that'll be good. As far as going back to our current read, so we have our June read with Margaret Atwood's Lady Oracle. Being that Atwood is such a, prolific author, she has so much out there. Have you read any Atwood?
No, this will be my very first. How about you?
Okay. I did have to read Oryx and Crake in a women's lit class. And I can tell you I did not like it. But I think because I had never read anything by Atwood at the time, and I was not quite that versed on like dystopian sci-fi-ish. I mean, because Oryx and Crake I believe it's part of a trilogy. But it's dystopian, and then it's also, to me, it was very confusing. My friend Beth Ann really enjoyed it. She was in that same class with me. She really enjoyed it. She's read a lot of Atwood. And yeah, so I'm hoping that I have a better luck with this book. I own The Blind Assassin, which I have been meaning to read, but like, the copy that I have, it's like a trade paperback size, but when you open it, the pages are very thin and the lettering is very small. So it's deceiving. So it looks like it's maybe only like a 200-page book, but once you open it, you're like, oh, this is like 500 pages and it's tiny writing. The back of the book, like when you read the synopsis, sounds really fascinating, but I'm like, this is not something I can like just jump into lightly. So it's been sitting on my shelf for several years. But yeah, so who knows? I'm hoping that this is good, that I enjoy the writing so that I can read some more. Because like I said, I would like to read her memoir. But I also feel like I can't read it because like how do I read someone's memoir? I've not even read any of their books really. Other than the one, which sometimes I don't really count when you read something in a class because like,
yeah, I know what you mean.
You're reading it with a different lens. So I don't know. I feel like maybe if I would read that book again now, I would feel differently about it.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. So anyhow. So how have your like? Because we're almost like we're halfway through the year, right? Like,
Pretty
when
much.
once we finish June, we'll be halfway through the year. Have
Yeah.
you feel? Do you feel like your reading goals are where they're meant to be?
Um, yeah, I think we talked about this a little bit, or at least left messages for each other about this kind of recently. But I think I'm at like 50 or 51 books read right now for the year, which surprised the heck out of me because I don't know what I've been reading.
Yeah.
Not as much smut as I normally read, which is a little alarming. But yeah, it's been going okay. And I think I noticed, especially in May, I've been trying to leave my TV off more, even though half the time at night the TV is just on YouTube on like an ASMR channel or whatever. But I think I still stare at that more than I probably should. But I've been reading a lot more, especially throughout May, and that really helped bump numbers up. Yeah, it's going well, and I'm over halfway through, completed with the 52 book club thing I do every year, which is really nice. I think I was only halfway in September last year, so that's been going well too. I mean, nothing's been outstanding. I don't think I really have more than 1 or 2 5 stars, but numbers wise, it's pretty good. My goal for the year is 75, so yeah, it's looking pretty good. How about you?
Um. Well, that says 42, and I think that's off by one or two. So I would say maybe 45 I'm at, which is not that good considering I did make my goal like 150 this year, and I don't know why I made it so big. And I don't know if that's maybe because last year I think I was like 120 something. So I was like, oh, 150, that shouldn't be bad. But last year I also read a ton of smut, like just fast, easy reading. And this year I've been reading a lot more like stuff that I really like. It's not easy reading. Like I can't say like smut is still, I mean,
It's still reading, yeah.
romance books are still books and you're still reading them. But the amount of concentration and mental load that you read, like with Gentleman in Moscow, is different from reading some of those other books. Because, like, as you know, you pop on your Kindle and you can read one of those books, even though they're 400 pages in one sitting at night. Because you skim most of it because the language is different. But with these other books, with this 40 before 40 challenge that I'm doing, it's a lot different. Like it's way more brain capacity. So I think that's why I've slowed down quite a bit. And the last 2 months have been very slumpy for me. Like I've just not really done a lot of reading at all in March. And April and May. April and May have been not good for reading. So hopefully I can turn the corner. I don't know. It's now summertime, which has been really busy for me already. I feel like
And it just started, yeah.
Yeah, it's just starting, and I feel like, oh my gosh, I have so much to do. So many things are happening. But I mean, I don't feel bad about that. I mean, it's still 40 some books. So even if I don't get close to my goal, like I'm not gonna be upset about it. Like I read a lot, and I'm not gonna be like, I did a terrible job now. If I read more than one book, that's still reading. So, but yeah. Well,
Yeah.
let's pop into a sprint.
Sounds good.
Let's just get the show going. Do you want to do longer sprints? It's kind of just us right now, so
yeah.
If we do a longer sprint, maybe like half hour.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, sounds good. I will find us ASMR. Did you have a preference of like what you're in the mood for tonight?
Nope. Anything's fine.
Okay.
Unhelpful. Sorry.
No, I'm thinking this like feels very like noir to me, like what we read, like. So maybe I'll try to find something dark.
Something moody.
Yeah.
I wish I knew the channel name. I don't, but they keep popping up. I keep getting this. I'm in this round of getting all these like dark Scottish ones. It's like a storm and like looking out over like a loch or something. I don't know what makes it Scottish, but the title says. But I've had a whole bunch of them lately that are just like thunderstorms and stuff.
Do you want a thunderstorm?
No, I don't care. But I'm just like it's all like rain or whatever, and it's all dark. It's really that might work if you say something like that. I don't know.
Okay. Okay, I will look. I'm gonna set us up here for 30 minutes, so that'll take us to 45.
Awesome.
And we'll mute ourselves and all the fun things. Let me just get this up. There we go. Okay. We'll see you in 30 minutes.
Sounds good.
okey-dokey. First sprint under our belts. How did you do in your reading?
Okay, I think I'm going to DNF the book, though. So it's Glorious
Which
Exploit.
book?
Here's the cover.
Oh,
You see
okay.
it? It's supposed to be hilarious and like it's set in the Peloponnesian War. So it's supposed to be like two modern day Dubliners in like just regular schmoes in the Peloponnesian War. So it's supposed to be very funny and wry and about like art and love and everything. And I just heard about how humorous it was. This is one of the bleakest things I have read, and I've read Dostoevsky. It is not funny. I was next to tears several times. So it's two guys. They're unemployed potters in Greece. Oh, sorry, Sicily, but whatever. Syracuse, doesn't matter. Same difference. And the war is over, and all the Athenians that they took prisoner, they had 7,000 people they didn't know what to do with, so they decided to throw them in the marble quarry. So they have been rotting in this marble quarry in the summer for a year, just like dying off slowly and whatever else. So these two schmucks decided it would be funny to go down with a hunk of bread and a little goat skin of water and feed or like give anyone water who could recite Euripides or Medea or anything. And when they can't, they just laugh and like chuck it off and like push them over and stuff. They come across a friend of theirs who was beating a random man to death for no reason, just because his son was killed, and he's so in so much grief he just beating people to death ridiculously. It's so horrific. It's so horrific. I'm 50 pages in. Nothing is funny about this. They're swearing. Does that make it funny? No, that's just swearing. I don't care about that. Like, kids are playing with bones and getting mad that like they're telling them not to play with the bones of these dead soldiers because they're cursed or whatever. So they get all mad. There's a guy that skins animals to eat them, like dogs, cats, horses, everything. He doesn't care. And then they find him dead. And they're like, oh, whatever. He's dead now. Like, but they talk about it's all like bloody and gross. And now they're trying to put on this production of a Euripides play with all these Athenian prisoners who have been starving and rotting in the sun for over a year. They're making them put on this play. These two idiots. Why is that funny? That's torturous. Horrible.
Yeah.
This is horrible. So I remembered I own an iPad. So I pulled up Goodreads to see if I was the only one, and it's like mostly 4 and 5 star reads. This was so funny. I loved it. But then there's a decent chunk I found of people that are at the 30% mark, which is just about where I am, who are like, why is this funny? I've nearly cried 6 times. This is horrendous. Like, what are you talking about? How is this humorous? Like, so I'm going to DNF this thing because there's no way.
Well, good for you.
Terrible. Terrible. What the hell? I mean, I can read dark stuff. I can read whatever, but that's just... No. Torture for torture's sake? No. Reading about like how fun it is to torture people in a concentration camp? No. No, thank you. Like... So yeah, that's what I did. How are you? How'd you do?
I got 2 chapters read
That's good.
in Lady Oracle. And the first 2 chapters are very gripping because it's like so like in the very first sentence is I planned my death carefully. So like we don't know why she has faked her death. We just know that she's somewhere where after the fact. So she's kind of mourning her past life that she's left. So it's interesting. I'd be interested to know like more about that. But it's not bad. The writing is a little I remembered this from Oryx and Craig. Her writing is a little, I hate to say confusing. It's not confusing. It's just uses a lot of words and like metaphor. Like she like instead of just saying what it is, she likes to like describe it in metaphor a lot.
Okay.
And I find that very long-winded because I want you to just say something and not use 3 sentences to like describe it. I don't know. But I mean, it's not bad. It's not terrible. And I'm interested in the story because I would really like to know. But I think if I've read this correctly, that the protagonist's name is Joan, and she's an author of Lady Oracle.
Mhm.
Which I don't remember the synopsis at all. Because I'm a
Yeah.
dork and I don't ever listen to that. Or I listen to it, but I don't ever remember it. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. And so, and again, this I'm sorry for spoilers, but she cuts her hair off with a nail clipper, which I would love to know what a nail clipper looked like in the what it was this from the 70s? Because like how are you cutting all your hair off with that?
Yeah. I mean,
Is it like, because I know there's all sorts of different kind of nail clippers.
does she mean one of these things?
That's what I mean. That's what I'm imagining.
Or
I'm guessing it's
these little cuticle nippers?
no idea. Yeah, I'm thinking it's that one because, like, yeah, I don't know. I have no idea.
Yeah.
Andy, you're okay. We just finished one sprint. We're all good. We did one sprint. We did announce the July book. We're going to be reading Valley of the Dolls by Jacqueline Suzanne. So if you're interested in reading that with us in July, that's what we'll be reading. I'll post it up in all the places, but just in case you wanted to know. So anyways, okay, well, I'm sorry that didn't go well for you, but at least you know you can move on to something better with Heated Rivalry.
I know. If there's skinning of animals and human beings in this one, I'm going to be very upset. Because yikes.
Yeah. So, anything fun planned for the summer?
No, I don't do anything. I just work. I work and I take care of my mom. That's my summer. That's my life, actually. No vacations. So yeah, that's me. How about you?
No, my life just revolves around keeping my family happy. So I'm just doing stuff with the kids. So we have like a homeschool co-op thing that we do on Tuesdays, which is like a nature and play. So it's like homeschool families that get together to do stuff. Today we went to a splash pad playground place. Next week it's like some critter thing. I don't know. It's where you go and you catch crayfish and stuff like that. And then we go to like our local children's museum kind of stuff. I'll be taking the kids to more like splash pads because they really like splash pad stuff.
Yeah.
But I have to find places that are like fenced in because my son is a runner and he likes to be chased. So it's so difficult to take them places because like my daughter is really good. She'll like stay where she's meant to stay. She stays in eyesight. She listens. And my son just like he just wants to run. So I need to find more places that have fenced in areas, which there are a few around us.
Yeah.
The place we went today was not. So that was not fun for me because I was running after him. And I'm not like an active person, so that was not fun.
Well, who wants to sprint if you're over the age of 6? No one wants to sprint all the time. Like,
Oh my gosh.
no, thank you.
Yeah. So, oh, excuse me. There's that. We always try to make it to the state fair. We haven't for the last several years just because COVID and then me being pregnant and or having newborns.
Yeah.
So, that's not a great place to be in any of those conditions. But now that the kids are a little bit older, I think we're going to try to do that this year. And then, yeah, we were going to go camping, like go somewhere else to go camping. But we have an upcoming trip in February that we want to make sure we're saving our money for. So we're just going to try to camp in the backyard once the fence is up. So my husband's working on the other side of our fence. He was working on it today, and then tomorrow his dad is going to come over again and do that. So sometime in July, we'll probably camp out in the backyard, which will be fun. See how the kids do with that. And then maybe next year we'll go camping.
Yeah.
Because we used to do that every year. Other than that, yeah, I mean, this summer's always jam-packed because if you have like cookouts or like where I live, like there's a ton of just like little festivals and stuff. Some are free, some are not. And so we try to get to some of those every once in a while. I love a good food truck, so like try to go to those. But yeah, I don't like to go outside. It's not one of my big things, but my kids love to be outside, so I do try to take them outside every day, in our backyard and everything. And we have like a sprinkler and things like that. So, but we, like I said, we've been so busy. I've been trying to like be active, even though I don't like to be active. Like, I think if people were to guess online, like you would think I'm an extrovert, which when I was younger, I think I was very much an extrovert in a lot of instances. But I have really reverted. Like I am very much an introvert now. Like I don't like to be around people. I don't like to do anything. I like to just be inside and do my own thing now. And I can be extroverted like in the right settings, but overall, I just want to like be a turtle. Like I just want to like, get in there. So yeah. So I've really been pushing myself now that the kids are at a certain age to get out, especially because we're a homeschool family. So I don't want them to miss out on socializing opportunities. So that's why I have them in like classes, which that's the other thing. We have classes starting up again in June that they'll be going to. So yeah, I mean, we have so much stuff going on this summer. It feels like it's just never ending. So I'm glad I have a calendar. But yeah, I'd rather just be sitting at home in the air conditioning.
It's nice.
Yeah. Oh, anywho. Well, now that Andy's here, what do you say to another sprint?
Sure.
Okay. Now that you can switch up your books and have a totally different mood.
I know.
Maybe we should switch to the ASMR, because it was fine, but every once in a while the thunder got really loud, and I was like, whoa, that is too loud for me. And I already have it down, like the volume down, so it was just like, yeah. So I think I'll change that up. We'll change our mood.
Sure.
But yeah, why don't we go ahead and do another half hour? So we'll do to the 30.
Sounds good.
Okay, good luck.
Yeah, you too.
Thanks.
No mutilation.
How'd you do?
Hi.
Hi.
I need a bookmark. If only I knew someone who had a bookmark company, that would be helpful. I just saw one recently. Haha. Yeah. That was good. I just got to chapter 5. So 56 pages in. Not bad. Way less disturbing than the other one. How'd you do?
Good. Up to part 2, so that's 4 chapters in.
Nice.
I'm wondering how many parts there are if the first part was only 4 chapters.
Good point.
But it doesn't really matter. Just more in the looks like there might be 5 parts, yeah. Just more in like subtle reflections of a past life ish.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm very curious. It's definitely a great way to start a book.
Yeah.
Because we don't really know what's happening. We just know where we're at, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of like there's a so she like reads from what is her book, like her latest writings, and that was kind of cool to kind of see the author in the book sharing their writing, because it's like obviously we're reading from an author, this is their book, but now this character is an author and we're reading from their book. That was kind of cool, and I liked that story. I was like, oh, I'm kind of interested in that story. But obviously we won't. I mean, that's something completely different.
Yeah.
But I think it gives you a little bit of an insight of who the character is just based on what kind of writing they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like so far so good. Like I'm not upset about it. I am finding myself, and this happens with physical books for me, I read them so slowly sometimes because I'm like so into it that I notice that I read way slower. until I go, oh, can we speed this up? And then I'm able to like go back to like quickly reading.
Mhm.
But I do notice that every once in a while, and it could be because it's late at night too, and I am getting quite tired because
Yeah.
case in point, just been waking up super early. You know, my daughter does the whole Frozen thing, like, the sky's awake, so I'm awake. She doesn't say that. What she says is, the sun is out. The sun's awake.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's great. It's still only 6 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah,
Can we
mom's not awake. Yeah.
have a moment? Can we
Mhm.
rest?
Mm-hmm.
We have to stretch our sleepies out. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that.
No.
So, yeah. But yeah, so far so good. I mean, my copy is 345 pages. That's a lot less than I thought it was, considering how chunky it is. But yeah.
Nice.
Be interested to see where this goes.
Yeah.
But yeah, so far so good. How did you do?
Good. Yeah. Chapter 5, 56 pages. Much better. I can handle this explicit stuff. Not that explicit stuff. Yeah. That's good. And I can see, because I'm a huge fan of the show. I've joined the cult. It's nice seeing some of the things that are in the show like already happening in the book, and see
Mhm.
they followed along. So yeah, it's good. The first book in the series, Game Changer, I read like 50 pages the first time I read it, like just in a sitting. It went by really fast. Like, oh, this is really good. I texted my friend Jenna. Jenna. We're reading the series together. She's like, "Do you want to set a schedule?" I was like, "No, a schedule does not work for me. Like no, let's just see how it's going." So then like 2 days later, she's like, "Okay, I finished it," and I was like, "Oh, I thought you weren't that far." She said, "No, I finished it already." I was like, "Okay."
What happened to that schedule?
I know. I know. So I read it like a little bit that night, and then I read the rest of it all in one sitting, like 300 pages or something. But it's just fun,
Yeah.
easy reading. So yeah.
Yeah, so I went to the library today so I could pick up Lady Oracle, and I was hoping to pick up Valley of the Dolls, but like I said, it's lost.
Mm-hmm.
And they had this section of books that were like themed to like food kind of stuff. So like all those cozy romances, like your Joanne Flukes and all the stuff that's based around bakeries or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And there was one that looked enticing. Like I was like, oh, that looks good. And I was like, I really shouldn't, because like I have to read these 40 books. Like, what? I shouldn't be picking up any other books here. So I went to go pick it. I was like, oh, I could try to read it. Like, this won't take me long. I turn it around to like look at the back of the book, which I very rarely do. I usually just go by the cover because I'm one of those weirdos. And word is the male protagonist name, which was my son's name, and I was like, nope. Well, that just planned it, like, because I'm not gonna read a romance novel with my son's name. Like,
No.
that'd be so creepy.
Oh my gosh.
So I was like, well, there you go.
Mm-hmm.
The universe said, no. You go back and you read your 40 before 40.
Yeah.
So
I
thought that was funny. I was like, oh, yep, nope.
Yeah. Is your 40 going any better?
Since we last discussed it, I have not read anymore.
Okay.
I told you, I don't know what it is, but like April and May have just been super slumpy for me. So, I mean, I did get 2 more since before. So I think I have 13 books done. And I have 2 in the wings. Well, I have 3 in the wings. So hopefully I can get those done.
Yeah.
It's just been so busy. Like, been so busy. And my stepdaughter's home, so I've been helping her with getting her driver's license, which she did pass finally. Mm-hmm. So that was nice. So that part is over. But she's also still here, like, just getting stuff situated. So it's just like there's a lot of people, there's a lot of things happening. And so it's just a lot. So I'm hoping I can get back on the wagon and get these books read, because what's been great with this 40 before 40, and for anyone that is watching this and they're thinking like about challenging themselves to reading certain books, I am like one of those people that like hardly ever give 5 stars to books. You know this. Like really, I hate giving 5 stars because unless it really blows me away, I just give 4 stars. But I have given like more 5 stars this year than I've given in the last 5 years.
That's great.
So by challenging myself to read all these books that have been sitting on my shelves that I know are going to be good, they really have turned out to be quite good. And I've been surprised at the ones that I like the most, which is really hilarious because there are a lot of like animal books, like books that have animal protagonists, which says something about me. But I don't know if it's just because it just gives a different vibe or something, but I really liked Watership Down. I really liked Redwall. Like, I don't know. I really liked those books. And I'm trying to think like to my younger years and thinking about like what books I read and what books I really liked. And I don't know if there were a lot of animal books. Like obviously there's like books that have talking animals in them but they also have like humans in them. But I don't know if there's any books that I was like really into that were all animals. I don't think there were. I don't know. I don't think Animal Farm counts because that was like school reading.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, Chronicles of Narnia, that's humans too. I don't know. But anyways, I've been really liking those. Andy is saying new schedule for summer. Have the grands on Tuesday and Friday, so completely spaced sprints. My mom called just as I remembered. No worries. We're here. No worries. So we'll watch later and start our book. Awesome.
Nice.
No worries whatsoever. It's all good. So yeah, I mean, I've been very pleased with all of the books that I've been reading in that mix.
Yeah.
And I was very surprised that I liked Gentleman in Moscow so much. Not that I didn't think I was gonna like it, but I thought I was just gonna be like a typical like 3.5, 4-star book. But I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was quite good. I laughed and I felt emotions and I thought it was well written and I thought the audiobook was really well produced. So if you were looking to read that one, definitely get on that. What I need to do too is I need to get back into Angels and Demons because like I feel like we like had all these aspirations of like reading together and we're like, oh, it's so easy. It's so easy to let's get it done. And like here we're sitting on like page 40.
I know. It's terrible. I think of it all the time. I'm like, I can read everything else fast. I know I can read these fast. Why can't I just pick this up and I just don't.
Yeah. For those of you who don't know, Laura and I like to like pick a book or book series to like read together, like buddy read together throughout the year. And this year we like really set ourselves up.
Yeah.
We're like, let's read a Rutherford and a book series.
Yeah.
And so we're going to be reading Serum together, which I'm also reading for my channel to do summaries. And we totally fell behind.
Yeah.
Because we started in January. So hypothetically, I'd be like super caught up for my channel, but I'm just reading them as everyone else is reading them as well. So, and then we picked the Dan Brown series, the Robert Langdon. And yeah, totally.
Yeah,
like
really into the first
since January, I think we've read 40 some odd pages, 48 pages,
and
or 60 pages.
I think you're ahead of me, so I think I'm even like further behind. I think I'm only like 20 or 25 or something. Pathetic.
If I were just to sit down though and read it, like
yeah.
So here's the thing. This is what I think. because we're like, oh, let's read 20 pages at a time and then check in. Not that it limited us, but like brain space wise, it was like, okay, I'm just going to read these 20 pages and then I'll wait until next week. And then it was just kind of like, oh, it's just 20 pages. So
Right.
it's not a big deal because
You can do that
I mean,
whenever.
really 20 pages in a Dan Brown book takes you about 5 minutes because the language is just so easy to read that you just like fly through it.
Yeah.
But like, I think because it's so easy, we're just like pushing it off, pushing it off, pushing it off, and then it just doesn't get done. So
I know.
we'll see. We'll see about that.
I know. And you've been doing your 40 before 40. I got distracted this year by the quarterly Goodreads challenges.
Yeah.
Like that are announced every 2 weeks. A new like mystery one is revealed. Like that got me totally sucked in this year.
I know.
So I just, yeah. We'll do it eventually.
I think it's funny for readers like us because like, you know, there's so many different grouping of readers, right? There's people who read purely for pleasure. They don't do Goodreads. They don't track anything. They don't really even have their own libraries. They just have a book here or there. Maybe they go to the library a couple times a year. Man, wouldn't it be nice to be one of those readers?
I think I'd be so much more relaxed.
Oh my gosh. And then you have readers like us where we make it our job. Like I'm not even saying YouTube. This is before we were doing BookTube or anything like that. I mean, we really make it our like whole life to be like, I've got all these books. I buy books. I sell books. I thrift books. I give away books. My life is books. I read.
My online time is all book stuff. Talking about books, like researching things. They recommend stuff to me. I look at that book, put it on a wish list. Sometimes I buy them. They go to thrift books, see if it's cheaper. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. Makes life so complicated. Well, and I think the thing is too is like a lot of the time because we are so surrounded by books that is why our TBRs get so big is because it's like so overwhelming. Like we have too many options. So like we want to read A, B, and C, but there's like D, E, and F over here. And then there's like, you know, LMNOP. You're like, oh my gosh, I don't even know.
Someone mentions an S and you're like, I have that S. I should find that S.
Oh my gosh, yes, that sounds good. I'm gonna read
that.
that. Or like you're on Instagram for 5 minutes and they're like, oh, that sounds good. Go to Kindle and you're like, oh, it's available. And you start reading it when there's like all these other books that you've been meaning to read.
I know, it's terrible.
You have 1,000,001 subscriptions for books, Audible and Kindle and Hoopla and Libby and that one that Andy was talking about.
Book Club and
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's a lot. But it could be drugs. This could be drugs.
I know, that's what I think. I could be addicted to a lot worse.
Yeah, it could be fast fashion. I could be spending tons of money and be horrible for the environment. Not that pulping trees is great, but you know, it's a renewable source, right? Like it's not terrible. She tells herself, trying to justify her life. But like I could be into a lot worse.
Hey, I thrift books, so I'm not bringing down any new trees.
Right.
That's how I think.
Not as much as I used to. And because I'm a ding dong, I just bought like another big order at Book Outlet. I mean, I went there to look for 2 books for readathons that I just talked about, but I was like, oh my gosh, I wonder if Book Outlet has them. They're newer returns. Well, they didn't have those, but they sure should have 20 other books that I wanted that I purchased for myself. Oh my God.
You know, I ordered books from thrift books.
Yeah.
For the first time over the Christmas holiday for family members. Because I was looking for like specific genre of books and I just wasn't finding them at half price or thrift stores or whatever. Because again, I thrift a lot of my books. I don't buy new books. And which, whatever, that's just me. I was not happy with the, like, when they say, oh, like, the condition, it is not at all what I consider like good or great.
No.
I would consider this because I know that when you have like acceptable, that's not good.
No, that's just essentially recycling.
Yeah. And then fair is one above that.
Right.
But like all the ones that I bought were all like great or good condition, yeah, the one that I got, I was like, this is acceptable. Like, why are you putting that this is great condition? This is like, it's got like chips all. I mean, it's a paperback, but it looks like it went through a wood chipper. Like, I'm supposed to give this as a gift. So yeah, I was not pleased. So like, I don't do a lot of online thrifting for books, and I don't think I will again because yeah, that gives me anxiety because I was like, oh,
For thrift books, you really have to get new or like new. Those are your only options, the top two. Otherwise, everything else you're going to get is guaranteed to be really crappy. Like lots of permanent creases in covers, highlighting throughout.
There was water damage on one of them. Yeah. I'm like, what is this?
Something still
Who is selling this? And you're selling it for like, it was like 10 something. I was like, you're out of your mind.
I know. So you really have to be careful and still expect that you might have to recycle a couple of them. Like I bought an Eloisa James book. It was newly printed, but I couldn't find a copy on Amazon. I couldn't find one on like Indie or whatever. It was like out of print, even though it was a fairly new release. Like I'll go to thrift books. So they had a copy in like new condition for like $8 for a mass market. And I was like, well, this is retail price, but that's fine, right? So I get it. And there's a big like chunk, like cut off the front cover. I was like, no, it went right into recycling. And I reported it. I was like, how is this like new? You're missing a quarter of the cover. And then there was underlining and everything throughout it. I was like, what? Jerks sell those books. But yeah, you're taking your chance. Better World Books is very similar. They tend to have cheaper prices, I think, than thrift books. But, you know, if you're not concerned about quality as much, if you're just looking for a book to read, just to read it, if you can't find a copy, I would try that too. Better World is pretty good.
Yeah.
Not great, but, you know, because you can't say the condition, you just get the book you get.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Never again. But yeah, I found myself at half price books a couple of times this year.
Yeah.
Which I'm hoping, like, because I think I'm gonna go back. I have some books that I should sell, and I have records and I have DVDs and all these things that I probably should just take there. But I want to call there first because I'm only sold at half price twice now. And the first time I went, they sorted my books. So they had the ones that they'd sell or they'd buy, and then the ones that they wouldn't. Mm-hmm. And so I just took those back because then I could put them in little libraries or whatever. The second time I went, which I had way more books and way better books, they gave me the price that they were going to give me for money or whatever. And then I was like, oh, what about the books that you're not going to take? Oh, no, this is the price to just take all of them. And I was like, you don't. And they're like, no. So I'm like, well, which one is it? Because I personally don't want you just taking all of my books that you're not even going to sell and pulping them or whatever you're going to do with them or sell them, quite frankly. I'd like to take those back. So I have to call and ask them what their thing is because I would rather them sort them and say these ones we're not going to take, and I would take them back. Right?
I've only had that happen to me one time, and I sell several times through the year, and I have for decades now.
Yeah.
I've only had that happen literally one time where they're like, do you want these back? We won't take them. And I was like, sure. But it wasn't that many.
Huh.
It's only happened once. I think that's not the regular policy.
So they're not going to tell you which ones they're...
Mm-mm.
Huh. I wonder why they did it that one time.
I don't know. Like I said, the one time they did it with me too, I was like, no, I'll take them back. What? I walked away like confused. What are you doing? What? Do you normally do this and not tell people? I don't know.
See, I'd rather take them back because I feel like I could put them in free little libraries, or I could sell them separately, like at a rummage sale or something.
Right.
Because I feel like I'm giving free money away.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, you're telling me you're not going to take them, but you're still taking them.
Right.
So, yeah, weird. Annie says I use 8 books.
8 books is pretty good too. Mm-hmm.
I've only had 2 books not meet expectations. Okay, I've not heard of that, so thank you.
There's another one too. I used to use Abe thrift books and this third one. I would just like rotate between all three of them to find the best copy for the best price that I could.
Mhm.
Better World Books is its own separate. I mean, they're all separate things, but like I just look for that for a reading copy only, and whatever I get, and that's fine. Yeah. God, what is that third one? That's very annoying. I'll think of it and tell you later. Can't remember.
I have been kind of on a buying ban for, I haven't bought a lot of books like in the last couple of years just because I don't have the time. Because usually what I like to do is I like to go and bulk buy, you know, like go to a couple of thrift stores and do like a whole thing of it. But since having kids, it's like not that I have that much time. And quite frankly, I don't really have the space because my bookshelves are full. And as you know, my favorite thrift store like quadrupled their book prices. And when I say that, I'm not exaggerating because I used to buy kids' books there. So this is within the last 4 years because I've been buying kids' books since my kids were born. They used to be like anywhere between like 50 cents and like $2.99 was the highest for like bigger, better books. Now it's anywhere from like $2.99 to like $7.99. And I'm like, what is happening? I'm not buying a used children's book, like a floppy children's book for like $2.99. I can go to the store and get it for like $5.99 brand new. Like I'm like, what is happening? And then like just paperbacks, like $5.99.
Yeah.
Like this is a thrift store. What is going on?
Yeah.
You can get these prices at half price. Like, what is going on? So yeah, I've been pretty displeased about that. So I haven't really gone back there in a while. But we have an annual book sale that happens in this area in October. So now that I've not been doing a lot of buying, I'm hoping that I can really like do that one. And I went to it this past year, but I had the kids with me, so it's so hard because they're like in the stroller. It's hard to navigate because it's like, you know, small aisles and they're like whining. So I'm hoping it lands on some off days for my husband so I can go there on my own and just like fill my bags with books.
Yeah.
So, but anywho, looking at the time and thinking about maybe one last sprint and then just saying goodnight. Yeah, I cannot stop yawning.
Yeah, I'm good with either stopping now or doing one more sprint. Either way is fine.
Okay. Let's do. What's that?
But if you want to stop, that's fine. It's okay. It's been 2 hours, and you're tired.
I know. We did 2 sprints. It's been a light night. Let's go ahead and call it a night. Because I think I'm gonna fall asleep.
Yeah.
I feel so bad.
Just call it.
But I mean,
no, it's fine.
There were 2 good sprints in there.
Yeah.
So if you're watching this in replay, Allie, so sorry about that short sprint this evening. But we are excited to be reading our June book, which is Lady Oracle. So very excited about that. I read the first 4 chapters, which is the first part, and not too bad. Pretty intriguing. I would give it an intriguing star. I think we'll have a lot to talk about.
Good.
And then again for July is going to be The Valley of the Dolls by Jacqueline Suzanne. Is it like Suzanne? Is that how you say that?
I haven't seen the last name in print in a long time, so I don't know if it's Suzanne or Susan.
I feel like it looks like it's Suzanne. Like an ant, like the Ann is more vivid. I don't know. Jacqueline Suzanne. I think we're going to go with that for right now. So we'll be reading that in July. Other than that, we'll see you at the end of the month. The last Tuesday in June is the 30th. Ooh, so we got 3 weeks in between. So good chunk of time to read Lady Oracle. So we'll see you Tuesday, June 30th at 8 p.m. Central Time.
Sounds good.
Okay.
All right.
Well,
Thanks
have
for
a good night, everyone. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, good night.
Good night.